What's up, Warriors? Another day, another music reaction. Bernie blessed us with another reaction from Simon and Garfunkel. This time around, the song's name is called "The Bridge Over Troubled Water." I told Bernie, Bernie, I think I told you, in on Buy Me a Coffee. Like the song, for some reason, makes me feel like very churchy. I swear this song was sung in church at some point when I was little. Um, but we're gonna give it a go in any case, because if Simon and Garfunkel has not yet proven themselves, guys, then there's something wrong with you. Not them, you. I did one reaction of them before, which was the very first introduction. I never knew of Simon and Garfunkel. And then as of late, they popped up on my YouTube, and then there were certain songs, and I'm like, no way, I did not know these are the artists behind the song. But it's songs that I very well know and enjoy listening to. But the previous one was a song called "The Sound of Silence." So I did the original, which is Simon and Garfunkel, and then I did the Disturbed version. You guys will not see it on my YouTube anymore. It was there, but it kind of looks like Simon and Garfunkel went to block, or their agency. Well, I mean, I think they run their own agency, but they went to block my reaction completely. So it's globally blocked. You guys can't see it. So I'm taking a chance and hoping they won't block this one. But yeah, so Bernie, you gave me a link to the music video that we need to react to. Well, it is not a music video, it's actually only audio. So I thought, instead of just watching a screen that does not change, I went to find an introduction video. Like the moment I typed in Simon Garfunkel Bridge Over Troubled Water, all of these different interviews popped up where they discussed how they were writing it, or what was the process behind writing the song. But then I actually found one that was produced by Simon Garfunkel themselves and sits on their channel. So, as usual, we're first going to then watch this little video. It's a bit lengthy, it's 11.5 minutes, but it's fine, because now we're going to really understand what went into the song, and then we are going to dive into the audio, Bernie, that you requested. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Simon and Garfunkel. The story of Bridge Over Troubled Waters. Okay, let's go.
I'm out in LA, and Paul said, I've written what I think is my greatest song, and I want to play it for you. And I'm sitting in a chair, and he played Bridge Over Troubled Water. And if you're around the music business all your life, every now and then, maybe once a decade, you'll hear a song that's so striking, so powerful, so unusual. And Bridge Over Troubled Water was that for me.
Oh, wow.
I have no idea where it came from. It just came all of a sudden. It's, one minute it wasn't there, and the next minute the whole line was there. It was one of the shocking moments in my songwriting career, and at the time I remember thinking, this is really considerably better than I usually write. But that's how fast it came. And all of a sudden I sang that line, and I sort of just stopped, and then I sang it twice. I said, oh, you can sing it twice in a row. But that's a pretty long melody, especially for a pop song.
Pop song.
And then I wrote the lyrics, and then I showed the lyrics to, then I said to Artie, I wrote this song, and I think you should sing it.
The whole damn song is a gem. I love running through the line from top to bottom and delivering Paul's intentions. If you're down and out, let my lucky gift of a voice be a friend. Lucky gift. You shake out the human condition so you can be as honest as you can about these beautifully written words.
The first thoughts were like, well, those lyrics are too simple. They're just very, when you're weary, when you're feeling small, when you're... when evening falls so hard, well, I'll comfort you, I'll take your part. So it's just too simple. And of course, that's what really made it so universal.
I remember distinctly Paul coming in the control room, and he said, I think I wrote something really over the top. This is really good. And he sat and he played it and sang. And that's how it started.
When you're weary, feeling sad, when peace is all you seek, I will be there, ooh, to bring you sleep.
Artie and I and Roy Halley were working with Larry Knechtel. Larry Knechtel was the piano player. And we spent 2 or maybe 3 days just making up the piano part, because I wrote it on guitar. I showed Larry the song, and he, mostly Larry, but all of us sort of combined to make up what it is that we heard in terms of gospel piano.
I sat at the piano at the end of each verse of Bridge Over Troubled Water and say, Larry, let's work out how we turn around. After the like a bridge over troubled water said twice, how are we going to come around chord-wise to the quiet setup of the next verse?
So here was this piano piece that he wrote, and it was, beautifully written. And fortunately for us, he had an extensive knowledge of gospel music, because we hadn't used him in that capacity before. In fact, he plays bass on a bunch of our records.
Larry Knechtel had already put his part on. He and Art went in and did the piano part, and then we went in with bass and drums and did overdub to that.
And then we overdubbed the strings in the big studio in Hollywood. Ernie Freeman did the arrangement.
I sent the demo to the arranger, and the arranger came back and he handed it out to everybody, and it said on it, like a pitcher of water. And then we said, what is this? He said, well, that's the song. So I thought, well, that's how much attention he's paid to this demo. He didn't even hear the words right. He just heard it like a pitcher of water. So I still have that framed at home, like a pitcher of water.
And then we went back to New York and we worked on Artie's vocal. That was the last thing we did. We went and worked on Artie's vocal.
And here it goes.
That was his time to really show his chops.
When you're weary.
The fact is, from the moment I locked on to that melody and the fun of singing, there was a thunderous reaction, and always has been.
In your eyes, I will drive them all.
Art sung the song very powerfully. I heard Art do the song at the vocal mic, getting the sound for the mic, and sung Bridge Over Troubled Water a cappella, and it was chill bumps.
Friends just can't be found, like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down, like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down.
It was a great 2-verse song with the most heartfelt of lyrics. It needed nothing. But the record maker in me loved the notion that these 2 verses could be a setup for a as yet unwritten 3rd verse. And we could be calling this all runway material for a takeoff that's waiting.
Roy, Hallie, and Artie said, you have to write a third verse. The song wants to be bigger, wants to be a really big song. And I said, no, it doesn't. It's a little hymn. It's just a little hymn. That's the
Oh,
way I hear it, you know. And they said, no, really, right? You really have to write a third verse. So I wrote a third verse in the studio, which I never do.
I
You
should.
know,
He was
I
bullied.
always take a long time to write, but I wrote this one in the studio.
All your dreams are on their way. See how they shine. Oh, if you need a friend, I'm sailing right behind, like a bridge over troubled water. I will ease your mind, like a bridge over troubled water. I will ease your
Those wonderful words and the triumph of an airplane taking off. From the moment the song was written and I had the great fun of execution, the two together worked.
Well, I didn't think it was a smash, but I thought it was something really exceptional. I thought it was probably too long for a commercial record, and it was all piano up until the last verse, and uh,
Oh,
it
he
just.
wasn't happy about the third verse, eh?
I didn't think that it was. I didn't think that it was a hit. I thought Cecilia was going to be a hit, which it was.
So you always
Are they behind the song Cecilia? Da-da-na-na-na. They might know at least one song. Like I said earlier, so many songs that popping up for Simon and Garfunkel. I didn't even know they were the writers of the song.
knew the animal called the single, and you knew what was an album piece that was really happening. This seemed the latter. As a single, too slow, too long. Clive Davis came in the studio, president of CBS, and said, no, I want to get behind it all the way. It's the title of your album. It is the first single. Be unapologetic about such a slow song because I'm going to get behind it with faith.
I knew it was exceptional, and
Look what you did now.
and the first time I heard it on the radio, I knew that it was a hit because it sounded huge just with the voice and the piano. And if a song jumped out of the radio, that meant there was some kind of magic in the way you cut it.
Anybody who can really create something, it's always a mystery of how does it happen. I mean, there was a moment in time when Bridge Over Troubled Water didn't exist at all. And then there was another moment when it did, or when it started to. Where does it come from? What actually happens? Were you in the shower one day and...
I was listening to some music by a gospel group called the Swan Silvertones.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard this, I kept playing this, it was the music that was in my mind most of the time, and every time I'd come home I'd put that record on and I'd listen to it, and I think that must have subconsciously influenced me because I started to go to gospel changes.
Okay, I didn't know that is called gospel changes. Odin, you need to now give me some space here, please. Odin? Yeah. Yeah. Are you showing? Are you showing people how we do it? Okay. Hello. Say hello. Annyeong. Annyeong. Okay. Come on. Okay, so that was Odin asking to go pee pee. So we took a quick loo break. But I'm back. This was a really nice video. Let's so. Okay, so now, guys, this is only an audio file. Oh, here's the lyrics too. Yeah, it's sad that there's not a music video. But I'm 100% convinced now this is a song that used to be sung in church. Ooh, and Elvis also does a version. We should have done an Elvis cover of the song. It's fine. There's no music video. So you guys will look at my face. But let's enjoy.
When you're weary, feeling small, when tears are in your eyes, I will dry them all. I'm on your side. Oh, when times get rough and friends just can't be found, like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down, like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down. When you're down and out, when you're on the street, when evening falls so hard, I will comfort you. I'll take your part. Oh, when darkness comes and pain is all around, like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down, like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me
Okay, so a few things. One, it is clear that Paul is a poet out of this world. I don't know how else to even give him credit. Like, he just knows how to write. And he seems a bit, he definitely was very introverted. And so I think he didn't push back hard enough when he said there should not be a third verse. I mean, surely he's the composer of the main piece, so he should have had a bit more say. Because even I felt a bit more disconnected from the third verse than what I did in the first and the second verse. Not that it sounds bad, not at all. I'm kind of standing with Paul here. on that part. And then secondly, they are doing a hell of a better job than what the people in the church did, because they always thought they could sing, but they couldn't really sing, but they were still standing on stage singing their hearts out on the song, leading the rest of church in song. Um, so it's quite refreshing to hear this version, especially now knowing where it comes from and how deep it comes from. Um, and then thirdly, I really would have enjoyed to hear this in an acoustic version. So just plain and simple how Paul wrote it initially with on his guitar. I would want to, and I'm gonna actually go dig and see if I can't find someone who did a cover of this song, but just on acoustic. Because the piano is brilliant. It's beautiful. I'm a sucker for piano, but I think I think if the song took a step down, to like just tone it down a bit, it would have been a lot more of an emotional song, especially if you think now religious, because it plays in churches and stuff. And the song generally is played for when people feel morbid and they need a bit of, I don't know, maybe crying time so that they can get the emotions out and then they feel better afterwards. That's just how our church used to do it. Oi. So one Sunday, everyone would be crying when they come onto the stage, and then you just know now the whole church needs to be morbid. But then the next Sunday, everyone's happy clappy, or literally the evening service, everyone's happy clappy, and I'm like, I can't. I really can't. You shouldn't dictate what my mood should be. I dictate what my mood should be. But anyway, okay, let's continue listening to this masterpiece.
Sail on, silver girl.
This is beautiful.
Sail on by.
Yes.
Your time has come to shine. All your dreams are on their way. See how they shine. Oh, if you need a friend, I'm sailing right behind, like a bridge over troubled water. I will ease your mind, like a bridge over troubled water. I will ease your
Okay, so now I know that Artie and everyone else really like the plane going up, right? But personally, and it might just be my ears, so forgive me if you guys don't agree, but it's my opinion. The plane, along with the instruments, also just intensified, yeah, closer to the end. Like I know they wanted to almost have something like a victory, like a triumph feel to the song. Um, Maybe live it would have, if they performed it live, it would have sounded a bit more goosebumpy and more profound, right? But now just listening to the audio, the instruments plus the plane was quite overbearing, and Artie's voice kind of just like took a step down, and was overpowered by the instruments and stuff, which kind of removed that victorious feeling, um, for me personally, just for me. I also think you don't, talking from personal experience, and just because I now know how many times I had to listen to the song as a kid in church, when you are in that state, of the first and second verse. That Bridge Over Troubled Water, and now I can't remember the other lyrics. um, Sometimes you just need to embrace your emotions at that point, which is very somber, which is very sad, which is very rocky and shaky inside. And you kind of just need to cry, have a good cry and cry it out. You don't make that, like even in a religious or a spiritual environment, you're not going to make that shift. And I'm okay, you know what I'm doing? I'm really analyzing this now from a gospel point of view. So because they went with gospel, I'm looking at from you standing in church, you clearly feeling, oh, hold on. Odin, don't chew the bunny. That's not your toy, that's my toy. Odin, leave it. Leave the bunny. Leave the bunny. Leave it. I'm watching you. My word, guys. He's chewing my fluff toy. And I didn't even see it. Okay, so my point was, where am I at? Okay, so I'm looking at this from a spiritual point of view. If you're in that state, you're not going to make the shift. It's not flip a switch when you're feeling really down and out and miserable and down and depressed and like you need saving. So you kind of need, if you want to follow that tone or get someone to just feel and embrace their current emotion, you're not going to get triumph that quickly. So it almost feels like that part didn't have a place in the song. And now I'm not talking just listening to the song on a day-to-day. I'm talking if you wanted to achieve what I think they wanted to achieve, because it went to the gospel side. Yeah. Okay. Personal opinion from personal experience. That's what I thought. No one, if someone feels sad, you don't go play a playlist of music with sad music and like jumping music and pumping music that's in between, like one sad song, one happy song, one sad song, one happy song. You don't do that. So that is the exact same when you shift from verse to verse, and the one verse is a super sad verse, and then all of a sudden you want to make people feel like there's triumph. No, no. In the lyrics itself, maybe that was fine if they stuck to keeping the tone the same across the song and not adding the plane and not adding that a lot of the musical instruments that we're playing at the end, then yes, I think that would have worked far better. Yeah, that's just my ears though, and my feel for the song, because it kind of just ruins, especially in churches. In churches, you sing the song like a gazillion times before you actually get to the end of it, or until the lead singer decides to, okay, it's time to shift to a new song. So yeah, but all in all, I mean, I'm so freaking glad that I finally know where the song stems from, and I have to say that watching the introduction video, or the little video where Simon and Artie was speaking, well, Paul and Artie, I really get a sense more now for their personalities, which I'm grateful for, because in my first reaction, when I just watched them perform, you guys know, and that's why I got slammed so much, I could not sense the emotion. And because I read facial expressions and body language, I really need to see in your face and your body language what you are singing and meaning. But from watching the interviews now, I could see Paul is definitely an introvert. And he doesn't say no strong enough. So I think he also doesn't show that much emotion. I actually came across another interview of him. They showed a short clip here of it, a 1970 show with, can't remember who. And I got a little just of Paul's personality as well, and he's very reserved. So now I feel like, okay, I know the artist a bit more. Now I understand sort of why he performs the way that he does. Archie, on the other hand, he seems a lot more personal and engaging, like when he just talks one-on-one, than when he sings on stage. But it could potentially be because they wanted to remove all the fluff, all the noise, and really just focus on the lyrics, and that is what makes them Simon and Garfunkel. So I need to then listen to them sing. I shouldn't watch lives. I mean, there are just some artists where I really prefer not to watch them sing, but I just listen, and I freaking love their music. I can't explain how much I enjoy their music because I can hear the emotion through the music. Like, no jokes. But then I look at their faces, and their faces show nothing. I'm like, but I don't understand. Like, that just ruins my brain. But yeah, Bernie, thank you. Thank you for all the old music. I love it. Well, thank you for the variety. Like, I know there's a crap load of songs for you this month, which I'm super excited and grateful for, because I mean, you buy beers every time you send me something. All right, guys. So if you want me to react to some of your favorite songs and artists, please hop onto Buy Me a Coffee, drop a few beers, leave your request there, and also include the URL of the versions that you would like me to react to. If there is an introduction video, please do add it. I love watching those with you guys before we actually get to the actual music production. And the URLs is just to ensure that I react to the right version and not some other version that I see popping up, and I obviously don't know. There's so many lives sometimes, and then I don't know if you want live, do you want the original music video? It's all up to you guys. If you buy me beers, I react to what you want me to react to. Okay, so thank you, and I will check you into the next one. Bye.